So here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal Avenue, we're reaching the skies. Through tarot and starlight, we'll always roam. In the heart of the universe, we found our home. Those where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet, gentle tune.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you'll be watching this video. We are going to see what's good with Team Aries, all right? And before we get started, we're going to talk about this right here. This is my book. It's called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. And I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and some paper, all right? I did like a talk to text, and it's amazing what you can do with them little computers in your pocket all the time. And I share my story as a message of hope and inspiration for anyone out there that feels like they're suffering, or that nothing can change, or they feel like there's too much that they've been through, you know, too many embarrassing things, or that nobody will really care. I guarantee you that your story matters. Like, we need your story, we need your voice, we need to hear how you overcame what you overcame, what got you through what you went through, okay? Because it's usually other people that have been through it that can help people that are still in the fire get out of the fire themselves, all right? So I share my story as a message of hope and inspiration for anyone out there still struggling. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I am a recovered addict. I am 3+ years into recovery, and I am rooting for anybody out there that feels like they're alone, all right? This is a safe space for anybody that is going through any of that, all right? If you are a recovering addict, like, I applaud you. If you have never been an addict ever and have no idea, like, I applaud you for that. If you have a loved one that is suffering, like, I guarantee you that we do recover. Like, never lose hope, okay? So that will be in the description of every one of my newer uploads. It is available on Amazon, and you can also get a free copy on my website, which will be in all of the description boxes of my newer uploads. So let's get this party started. Aries, what's going on with the Aries collective? What you guys got going on? It's so nice for you to be here. Like, you guys truly keep me on point, right? Gives me purpose. You guys give me purpose, give me hope, keep me walking that line, you know? It was someone else's story of recovery that inspired me to write my own. So you never know who is watching and who you're inspiring. You know what I mean? So we need your voice, Aries, all right? Aries, what do we got? What do we got for the Aries collective? Let me see. Bam, bam, bam. Just general messages. Gonna get the tea. Get the tea with your current situation, what you got going on. What does Aries got going on? What does my Aries collective need to know? Right meow. Right meow. What do we got for the Aries collective? Let's get one more shuffle. Aries. All right. So it looks like there might be a little bit of overindulgence going on, a little bit of partying. Are you trying to find the answers in the bottom of a bottle, or do you know someone who is trying to find those answers at the bottom of a bottle? Or, you know, going out to the bar to try to, like, take your mind off of whatever is troubling you. You know, it looks like you will have some sort of financial gain, or there might be an opportunity for financial gain. So you got the 3 of Cups in reverse, which is like overindulgence and partying, and not spending so much time alone. It's like you're trying to preoccupy yourself to try to distract yourself from something that you don't want to face, or something that you don't want to look at, or maybe some of you have a hard time just sitting with yourself and enjoying your own company. I know that's not for everyone, or you're dealing with somebody that's like that. Maybe one of your loved ones is like that, like they might have real codependent tendencies. and they have a really hard time like sitting with themselves. Like they can't be alone like ever, so they always have to preoccupy their time with either work. They might be investing in work a lot, or just going out and constantly like having to surround themselves with other people and activities. All right. But you do have some sort of increase in money coming your way. With financial security, some of you might hear about some sort of inheritance, which that's like a double-edged sword, because in order to receive some sort of inheritance, something has to end, which that's not always like a pleasurable experience. But you might be hearing about somebody putting you in their will, or you might be making a will of your own, to pass down your like your house, or whatever you've acquired, whatever your properties are, to your children. Like you might be thinking about like long-term plans like that. Some of you are burdened by negative thoughts, self-imposed restrictions. You've got the Eight of Swords in the upright. So there's definitely something that is bothering you. Maybe that's why you're trying to think of long-term, like maybe you're planning for the future. There might be something that's bothering you, but you do have the King of Cups in the upright. So whatever this decision is that you're making is a very emotionally balanced decision. It's something that you've been thinking about for a while. I mean, it might be hard to do. It might be hard to sit down and write a living will, while you're still living. It might be hard to think about somebody that you love passing on, and like how you're going to handle that situation. But I think you're coming at it from a place of emotional balance and security. Like you have a lot of discipline. You have a very disciplined mind. It could be an Aquarius that you're dealing with, or a Virgo, or thinking about. But you have the King and Queen of Cups. So you might have a very powerful like partner next to you, or you are going to be encountering a very powerful like partner, a very dynamic person, somebody that is very compassionate and comfortable and calm, nurturing, healing, very emotionally balanced. They might help you through this situation, especially if it's like somebody, like if you've lost a loved one and you're having to deal with that side of that issue, like taking on the financial responsibilities, like how you're going to prepare this person's celebration of life. There might be somebody that's partnering with you that is very dynamic, that they have a very good head on their shoulders. They're very disciplined and balanced. Even if they feel like you might feel like somebody in your family is being greedy about it, like they're only being like, they're self-centered, they're greedy, they're worried about like what they're going to get out of the deal. I know this is not going to apply for everybody, but there's definitely somebody out there that's dealing with somebody trying to steal their assets or steal their inheritance. There's somebody that is definitely out to get more than what their claim is. Like they might be trying to take part of your claim, or trying to put ownership on what it is that was left to you, and they don't think that it's fair. So they might be having some sort of temper tantrum about it. But it looks like you are pulling out all of your inner resources with whatever this situation is. It might not be something to do with inheritance. It might be just like a job situation. Like maybe you got the promotion and this person didn't, and it's because you're very compassionate and calm and nurturing. Like you have that very, very healing and nurturing quality about you. And you're also very emotionally balanced and like collected. It's like in the times of chaos, it's like you're the person that they turn to, because you are like, you work well under pressure. Like you're quick with your feet, quick with your reactions. Like you don't just panic and freak out and run away. And whatever it is that you are being, like this financial gain that you're getting is going to bring in a lot of security, a lot of happiness. Maybe this person that you're working with, if they aren't your partner now, they might be in the future, because it seems like there's a very harmonious relationship here that's being built from, it's like out of this chaos and out of all of this confusion and conflict, there's definitely something beautiful that's being born from it. And that could just be a relationship with this person that is like a stronghold for you. Like they're like your strength, your shoulder that you can lean on. and don't doubt yourself. Like if you're having some sort of doubt that you can't pull this off or that you're not the person for the job, maybe you feel like you are underqualified for whatever position it is that you've just been put in. Don't doubt yourself. Like you've got the judgment in reverse, which is self-doubt and lack of self-awareness and inner critic. Like don't be too harsh on yourself. Like they say that God doesn't qualify the chosen, or God doesn't choose the qualified, he qualifies the chosen. Okay, so you've been chosen for this role, for whatever this specific purpose is, for a reason, because you are qualified, because you have the capabilities to succeed, to pull it off, to make it work, to like you pull out all your resources, like you're the one for the job. Okay, so don't second guess yourself thinking that that's too much, that you can't handle it, that you aren't qualified for it, because you're most definitely qualified for it. And I think once you accept this position, or like really take control over the fact that like, yeah, you are the one, you are going to see a lot of movement and a lot of progress, integration with other people. Like you will probably build a lot more of a foundation of trust around the people that you're working with. You might be very mysterious. Like somebody might find you very mysterious, because we have the moon card in the upright. So somebody might find you very mysterious. Maybe you are getting in touch with your psychic abilities. The moon card also symbolizes like prophetic dreams. Like maybe you have prophesized about this. So in some way you're already kind of prepared, because in some way or another you knew without even knowing that you knew. But when you know that you know, but you don't know how you know, you're definitely one of those people that just know things. Like what's going to happen before it happens. And I think you've been kind of mentally preparing yourself for this position. And somebody might find you like very mysterious, and it looks like you're definitely healing from a whole lot of heartbreak. Like whatever you've been through in the past has definitely, like, there's the before whatever happened, and then there's the after. Like you went through something that it's like you'll never be the same as you were before whatever it was that happened. But it does look like you are pushing through, and you are healing whatever that heartbreak is, whatever it was that broke your soul. It's like, this doesn't feel like heartbreak. This feels like something that shattered your soul. And you might not feel like you've done any sort of healing. You're like, where, I don't see the healing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, we don't notice how big our kids get until we like look back at pictures of them, and then we realize how much they've grown. Or it just hits us one day like, wow, you've gotten so big. Like you used to be this little tiny infant, and now you're this like full grown like man or woman. And we have a tendency to not notice it while it's happening, because usually these people in our life are in our lives every single day. And that's the same thing that happens with our healing. Like, we don't understand how much healing we have actually done until we're put into a position where like our old self would have like flipped out or been super triggered, or reacted in a different way. But your new self, like this position that you're being put in, is definitely like elaborating like how much healing that you actually have done, how much heartache you actually have gotten over, how much stronger you are as an individual, as well as within the collective. All right. Yeah, you are definitely moving on to calmer waters. Like, you're transitioning, like you're level up, roll a d20, put like 5 on charisma, right? So you've definitely done a lot of work towards releasing whatever this past whatever this past soul shattering was. You have definitely put in a lot of work to move past that, to not let it affect you. Like, you're no longer like, crying in the shower over whatever this was that happened in the past. So you've definitely put in a lot of work, and you have done a whole lot of healing, and you are well on your way to moving on up, because you do have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So, and that's all about luck and divine timing, right? It's like good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, like your turning point. You're coming to a crossroads of a turning point. Like, you can almost feel it too. It's like that part of you that's like really prophetic. Like, you already know that something's about to happen. Something big is about to happen. It's like one of those moments where it's like choose your own adventure, and you're the author of your choose your own adventure. Like, you turn to the page where it's like, okay, do I go and save this person, or do I like slay the dragon and raid the horde. But I think you are definitely going to have enough courage to take that leap of faith in the direction that your heart is telling you to go. Like you're going to be fully trusting in your abilities to accomplish whatever it is that needs to be accomplished. All right. Because you've got new beginnings, new possibilities. Like you've got good luck. Luck is on your side right now. So if you didn't feel like you were very lucky before, like that is definitely going to change. You know, and you've got a lot of personal celebrations with the Four of Wands here. Like there's definitely some inner victories that need to be celebrated. Like take time to celebrate the small wins in your life. Like, oh, I didn't react the way that I would have reacted. Like, yep, high five to me. You know what I mean? So maybe you have stepped away, like something that you would have enticed you. You would have been drawn in. Somebody would have been able to reel you in with some of their drama, or like got you to react a certain way. It's like you're noticing that you're like catching yourself before that happens, you know? So congratulations, give yourself a round of applause. Cause I think without all of that inner healing, you probably would have been sucked right back into the same type of cycles and repeating those lessons, right? I mean, there's no such thing in life as a mistake. Like mistakes, the only mistakes we make in life are the ones that we don't learn from. Like if we don't know that something is wrong, then like we can use it as a valuable lesson, you know. But when we keep repeating the same thing over and over again and keep getting the same results, like not only is it a mistake, they consider you crazy for that, right? So I think you've jumped off of that bandwagon, you know. And I think you're going to be surrounded by family with the Six of Cups here. Like you're going to have celebration. You're going to have some sort of like maybe a reunion. Maybe you're going to a family reunion or a high school reunion. There's going to be a lot of like talking about childhood memories. Like maybe you're going to go through your photo book with your children or like one of your loved ones, or you're going to bring like a photo album with you to one of your events. And there's just going to be like a really like serene, like reminiscing, and not reminiscing like in a super sorrowful way, but like reminiscing of like, you know, all the good times that you guys had together, the moments that you shared with your family. Like there's definitely going to be a time where you're going to be going through like old photos and just like in pure joy of like watching this person grow, or seeing how far along you've come, or, you know, maybe looking at like photos of your grandchildren or something, you know. You do have a new project coming up. You know, there might be something that has just recently piqued your interest. Hold on, drop the cards. Some sort of new adventure that just recently piqued your interest. Like maybe you have found yourself drawn to wanting to do like diamond art, or like painting on a canvas, or like there's definitely something that is like inspiring creativity that kind of sparks that like creative spark. Like maybe some of y'all are going to write a book, you know. But you're definitely looking at life in the long term. Like you've got a 7-year plan. Like you're putting your 7-year plan into action, and you're starting to see results from that. Like I think you're really super ambitious about it. Like you are definitely driven to succeed. But I mean, Aries, I mean, come on. All the Aries I know are pretty driven. So you are the people that say that you can't. You're showing them that it's not impossible. You're like, I'm possible, right? Yeah, and you're just embodying, like you're taking command. Like you are sitting on your throne taking command, but in a humble way. You know, you're not like arrogant about like the fact that you're on that throne. You are like, people probably look up to you. They look up to you for advice. They look to you for answers. They look to you for nurturing. Like I definitely feel like you are a person of authority, and not because of you demand it, but because of the respect that people have for you. You know, because of how you carry yourself and how you've handled yourself, you just demand, like your presence just demands respect. And that's not in an arrogant way. That's just in a very matter of fact way. Like anybody that knows you knows that you are in that position for a reason, knows that you have been through so much in your life and have conquered whatever it is that's been set out to destroy you, that you have conquered that. And there's a lot of people that look up to you, you know. They probably definitely defend you. If you in rooms that you're not in, if they hear somebody talking about you, there are definitely people out there that defend you, that are like, nah, that ain't Aries, you know, like you've got it twisted. All right. But yeah, you definitely have some sort of new creative project. If you've been wondering if you should start this, or if you should go and take this class, or if you should, like, if you've been starting to have those little seeds, those little sparks of inspiration, I would definitely say go for it. Yeah, because you've got Page of Swords, you've got the Page of Cups, you got the Page of Wands. Like, you are definitely starting some sort of new adventure. If you haven't put the action towards it yet, here's your sign to take that action. Okay, because you not only do you have that intuitive spark and that creative, like, the creative mindset, but you are definitely being carried. Like, right now, like, you have a lot of support behind you. Like, you might have friends that will support you in this business, or friends that will support you in your creative adventures, or like, you just have the universe. The universe has definitely got your back. God, universe, whatever you want to call it. Like, your higher self and your angels definitely have your back for whatever this new creative project is. So I feel like you've been very much in hermit mode. Like, maybe you haven't been wanting to go out. Like, you've been doing a lot of soul reflection, a lot of, like, intimate talk, to, like, real intimate with yourself. Like, you're learning to love yourself, learning to know who you really are. And I think that has been very, very beneficial for you in the long haul. Like, you are definitely called to your higher guidance, to your higher self. You are open to receive, and whatever that was in the past, whatever it was that you healed from, like, you are definitely letting it go. In order for some things to start, some things have to end. That's just part of the death and rebirth cycle, right? And I don't think that you are clinging too tightly to whatever needs to be let go of. Like, you're like, okay, like, I know that things need to be washed away. I know that things need to be cleared out. I know that sometimes things need to fall apart in order for them to fall into place. And it's like, you're not holding on to those pieces. You're not, like, holding on to them for dear life, right? You might have once in the past, like, maybe before, you would have held on to those pieces for dear life, but I don't think you're doing that anymore. There's definitely been some sort of unjust situation with the justice in reverse. Like, there's definitely been some sort of unfairness and a lack of accountability. Like, somebody has definitely been unfair, and that might be that person that's trying to steal your inheritance, or isn't happy for you for the promotion that you got. There's definitely some sort of undercover hater, somebody that feels like whatever it is that you're getting isn't justified. But they only see the rewards. They didn't see how much work it took for you to get to where you are. They didn't see how much it cost for you to be in the position that you're in now, how much you actually had to suffer, how much you actually had to take accountability for, like, how much you actually had to grow. All they see is your harvest. Okay. And they're like, well, why does he get this harvest? Why does she get this harvest? Why does Aries get this harvest? I didn't see them doing this work. I didn't see them do X, Y, and Z. But in the meantime, in between time, they have no idea how much it cost you spiritually and mentally, emotionally, to be able to be the person that you are today, to be in the position that you are today. So just ignore those haters. All right. They should be glad that they don't understand, but instead they're just going to hate, right? You might have been feeling like you were at a delay or a standstill, but I think that is coming to an end with the Hangman here. You might have felt like you had no control, like things were just going out of control, like you felt like you might have been stuck in a specific department or a specific job, or with these specific people, or maybe stuck in this specific house or this specific area. And I feel like that feeling is starting to lift. Like, you're starting to see that there's all these other opportunities just on the other side of that veil, that the being stuck was an illusion. Like, you've never been stuck anywhere ever, and you never will be. And I think that you're starting to really see the light at the end of the tunnel for whatever situation it was that was holding you back or holding you hostage. There might have been just something like holding your mind hostage, and you're like slowly starting to feel the release of that. Like, you catch yourself, you're like, wow, I haven't thought about such and such in like 3 days. 3 days doesn't seem like a long time, but for somebody that's been thinking about something nonstop every day for day after day after day, living in that mental prison, 3 days is a huge relief, right? They always talk about, like, in recovery, like, hi, my name's Crystal, I'm a recovered addict. And everybody, like, when you go to meetings or whatnot, like, there will be people in there and they're like, well, I'm only 2 days clean, I'm only 3 days sober. And it's like, how long did it take you to get to that one day? You know, that one day might not seem like a huge deal to someone that's got 8 years or whatever, but that one day is a huge deal. So however long that you, like, when you catch yourself and you're like, wow, I haven't thought about this, or I didn't participate in this behavior, you know, whatever it is, take away the only, well, it's only been 3 days. Like, no, it's been 3 days. Like, congratulate yourself for the improvement that you've made. Okay. And don't ever compare your healing to anyone else. Like, you are on your own path, and you are allowed to take as much time as you need and to learn in the way that you need to learn. Like, nobody is responsible for there is no time limit, and it's not a competition. You're not in competition with anyone else. So it takes you however long it takes you to do what you need to do. But I think that you are doing what you need to do, Aries. So let's get you a yes or no question real quick. So I want you to think of a yes or a no, all right? Yes or no for Aries. What do we got, universe? We have no. Behind every peak climbed, there will always be another peak to conquer. The way is open, but the fog of uncertainty has not yet lifted, not until the wind of change injects you with the bottomless energy needed to ascend any mountain. No mountain is too high, and no problem is too hard. And I think my Aries collective, like, you guys actually really know that. Like, you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You know, you might be a little bit tired of like having to clear the fog or climb these mountains, but once you get to the top of it, you realize that it's all worth it. When you can see the view from the top of the mountain and you can look back at everything that you've conquered, then you're like, wow, like that, I did that. Nobody else did that for me, but I did that, right? So give yourself a pat on the back. 5 gold stars, right? All right. Well, I think that is the message that my Aries collective needed to hear today. So thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button and subscribe and leave me a comment. Tell me if it resonated or not. And until next time, love you. Be good to yourself and others. Always and always. Beep, beep.